The Denver Nuggets are finally heating up. They've now won 5 of their last 6 games, including an overtime game with the Pelicans the other night. And the thing is, I think a lot of people are underestimating how good they've actually been in these 6 games. They've climbed to second in points per game, which just proves how dominant they are offensively. But what's really wild is that they're leading the league in field goals made and shooting percentage. Talk about consistency. When they're out there, it feels like every shot is finding the net. And it's not just about scoring. This team controls the boards like few others can. They're 5th in total rebounds and 3rd in defensive rebound. Rebounding is about heart, hustle, and positioning. And they're owning it. It doesn't matter if it's grabbing defensive boards to shut down second chance opportunities or crashing the glass on offense. They're relentless. Their passing game, it's next level. They're 1st in assists, 3rd in assist percentage, and 2nd in assist ratio. Watching them move the ball around is like watching a masterclass in teamwork. They keep defenses scrambling, and it's beautiful to see. This kind of unselfish play is what makes them so dangerous. Nobody's out there hunting for their own stats. It's all about setting each other up for success. Defensively, they've been stepping up big time too. They're ranked 4th in steals, showing how active they are on that end. Those quick hands and sharp instincts are leading to turnovers and transition opportunities, which they're capitalizing on at an impressive rate. And their net rating, 6th overall. That's a clear sign they're doing things right on both ends of the floor. When your offense and defense are clicking like that, you're going to win a lot of games. Efficiency-wise, they're elite. They're 3rd in effective field goal percentage, which just screams smart shot selection. They're not forcing bad looks. They're working to create high-quality opportunities every single time down the floor. Combine that with their pace, which is 2nd in the league, and you've got a team that's pushing the tempo and staying efficient while doing it. That's not easy to pull off. One stat I find super impressive is their rebounding percentage. They're 1st in the league. That's not just about their bigs doing the dirty work. It's a full team effort. Guards are boxing out, wings are crashing in, and everyone's locked in on securing the ball. It's that kind of commitment that makes them tough to beat. Their offensive and defensive ratings are no joke either. 6th in offensive rating and 6th in net rating. That's balance at its finest. They're not just relying on one side of the ball, they're playing a complete game. And that's how you build a winning team. Everyone's buying into the system, and it shows. Let's not forget their player impact estimate, which ranks 5th. This metric takes everything into account and shows how much influence they have when they're on the floor. Being 5th in PIE means they're consistently making the kind of plays that matter most. Whether it's scoring, defending, or creating opportunities for their teammates, they're impacting the game in a big way. I've got to say, the way they've maintained this pace is just remarkable. 2nd in pace means they're running the floor hard, keeping defenses on their heels, and playing at a speed that most teams struggle to match. It's exhausting just watching them sometimes, but they're built for it, and it's paying off in a big way. This 6-game stretch has been nothing short of a clinic. They're putting up elite stats across the board, and it's not by accident. This team is locked in, playing unselfish basketball and dominating in nearly every phase of the game. If they keep this up, they're going to be a nightmare for anyone who has to face them. Nikola Jokic is playing basketball on a completely different level this season. His stats are just jaw-dropping. He's averaging nearly 31 points per game, which puts him 2nd in the league. On top of that, he's grabbing 13 rebounds a night, ranking 3rd overall. And let's not forget those assists, almost 10 per game, landing him in 2nd place. That combination of scoring, rebounding, and playmaking is just unreal for a big man. It's rare to see someone dominate in so many areas. Jokic isn't just stuffing the stat sheet though. He's doing it with insane efficiency. Shooting 56% from the field puts him in the top 15, and he's hitting 50% from 3-point range, the best in the entire league. Plus, when it comes to crunch time, he's absolutely clutch. He has the 3rd best field goal percentage in the 4th quarter, shooting nearly 56% when it matters most. That kind of composure under pressure is what separates good players from great ones. By the way, if you guys enjoy these deep dives, I'll be posting every day during the season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks. Anyways, Jokic. What really stands out is how much he's impacting games in so many ways. Jokic has recorded 11 triple-doubles this season, more than any other player. The next closest is LeBron James with 7. And it's not just about getting those numbers. It's how he's affecting the flow of the game. His assist percentage is nearly 40, meaning he's assisting on almost half of his teammates' buckets while on the floor. That's insane. He's directly responsible for over 23 points per game, just from assists alone, which is more than 85% of players can manage. Those kinds of contributions go beyond just stat. They're about elevating everyone around him. His ability to facilitate is unmatched for a player of his size. Jokic has had 3 games this season with at least 15 assists. The only other player even close to that is Trae Young, who has 8. Nobody else has more than 2. Think about how rare it is for a center to be that involved in creating offense. It's just ridiculous. Watching him thread the needle on passes or find open shooters is like watching an artist at work. Defensively, he's been stepping up big time as well. His defensive rebounding percentage is nearly 24, which ranks higher than 95% of players in the league. He's averaging over 9 defensive rebounds a game, and that's not just about cleaning the glass, it's about ending possession and getting his team moving in transition. Jokic understands the importance of controlling the boards, and it's a huge reason why the Nuggets are so effective. Jokic's overall impact on the Nuggets is massive. His net rating of +10 shows how much better they are with him on the floor. His offensive rating of 124 is one of the best in the league, and even his defensive rating of 113 is better than most players at his position. He's putting in work on both ends of the floor, and it's paying off in a big way. He's the kind of player who changes the dynamic of the game just by being on the court. Let's dive into his pick and roll game. Jokic is scoring an incredible 1.41 points per possession as the roll man, which is the best in the league. That kind of efficiency just shows how unstoppable he is in those situations. He reads the game like a guard, but he finishes like a dominant big man. It's the perfect combination. Whether he's rolling to the basket or popping out for a jumper, defenses just don't have an answer for him. In the advanced stats, they absolutely love Jokic. He's got a mixed team rating of 99%, meaning he creates positive margins for his team more than almost anyone else. His on-off numbers are incredible too. When he's on the court, the Nuggets score 13 points more per 100 possessions compared to when he's off. That's a massive swing and a testament to just how vital he is to their success. The Nuggets are a completely different team when he's leading the chart. Jokic's usage rate is sitting at 30%, meaning nearly 1/3 of all Nuggets possessions end with him taking a shot, getting fouled, or turning the ball over. But here's the kicker. He's still managing to play nearly 80 possessions per game without wearing down. That's stamina, skill, and basketball IQ all rolled into one. Most players would struggle to maintain that level of activity, but Jokic makes it look effortless. Even on defense, Jokic is holding his own. He ranks better than 93% of players in mixed team defensive metrics, which measure how well a player helps their team prevent scoring opportunities. He's averaging nearly 2 steals and 1 block per game, showing that he's active and aware on that end. While he's not known as a lockdown defender, he's more than capable of making big plays when his team needs him. Jokic's games with positive plus-minus numbers make up nearly 70% of his performances this season. That level of consistency is rare in the NBA, and when it comes to fourth quarter impact, he's right up there with the best. His plus-minus of +3.6 per game in the fourth is 3rd in the league, only behind Cole Anthony and Karis LeVert. When the game is on the line, Jokic is a difference maker. He's the kind of player who thrives under pressure. Here's another wild stat. Jokic and LeBron James are the only players this season with over 550 points, 190 rebounds, and 190 assists. That's elite company, and it shows just how versatile Jokic has been. He's contributing in every way possible, and it's not going unnoticed. The MVP race isn't even close right now. Jokic is the overwhelming favorite, and for good reason. He's doing things this season that very few players in the history of the game have done. From his scoring, to his playmaking, to his leadership on the court, he's putting together one of the most complete seasons we've ever seen from a big man. This season, Jokic has games where he's been better than 98% of players in creating positive margins for his team. Whether it's through scoring, rebounding, or setting up teammates, he's constantly making the Nuggets better when he's on the floor. That's the kind of player every team dreams of having. Jokic is dominating every aspect of the game. His numbers are incredible, his impact is undeniable, and his efficiency is off the charts. This season isn't just about him playing well, it's about him redefining what's possible for a player of his size and position. If he keeps this up, it's hard to see anyone else catching him for MVP. The way Jokic is playing this year, it feels like we're watching history being made in real time. Every stat, every game, and every performance just adds to his legacy. After him, though, I want to talk about Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has had one of the most intriguing seasons this year. The highs have been incredibly high, and the lows, well, let's just say they've been noticeable. But when you really dig into his contributions, it's clear he's been a valuable piece for the Nuggets, and his impact goes deeper than the raw numbers might suggest. First, let's talk about his overall stat. Westbrook is averaging 12 points per game, which ranks him tied for 101st in the league. That might not jump off the page, but it's important to understand the role he's been playing. He's not the first or even second option anymore, and his scoring is more about taking what the defense gives him. He's also pulling down a respectable 4 rebounds per game, which puts him at 121st. Those rebounds are crucial in setting up fast breaks and keeping the offense flowing. But the real story is his playmaking. Westbrook is averaging 6.5 assists per game, ranking 16th in the league. That assist number isn't just a stat. It's a reflection of how well he's been facilitating for his teammate. His assist rate is an impressive 34%, which means more than 1/3 of the buckets scored while he's on the floor come from his passes. That's a mark better than 96% of players in the league. He's creating 14.5 points per game just from assists alone. That level of playmaking is a big reason why the Nuggets are clicking offensively when he's in the lineup. The team's performance with Westbrook on the floor tells a lot about his value. When he dishes out at least 5 assists, the Nuggets are 14-6. That's a winning formula. But when he drops below that mark, they're 1-5. It shows how much his ability to set up others directly influences the team's success. His role as a facilitator is crucial, and when he's locked in, the Nuggets look like a completely different team. Another thing that stands out about Westbrook this season is his usage rate. At 23%, he's handling a significant chunk of the team's offensive possession. He's taking 10 shots per game, getting to the free throw line 3.5 times, and still finding ways to involve his teammates with those 6.5 assists. Despite being heavily involved, he's managing his turnovers well, averaging just 2.5 per game. For someone with his level of responsibility, that's a solid number. Defensively, Westbrook has been better than people give him credit for. He might be the Nuggets' best point of attack defender this season. His energy and effort on that end have been consistent, and he's shown the ability to disrupt opposing guards. While he's not locking down stars every night, his defensive contributions are meaningful, especially considering the team struggles on that end at times. What's also worth noting is how Westbrook has embraced his role this season. He's not the same player who was putting up triple-doubles every night, but he's adjusted to being a role-level player, and he's doing it well. This adaptation is no small feat for someone with his resume and legacy. Instead of chasing stats or trying to do too much, he's focused on playing within the team system and making the right plays. That kind of buy-in is what every team hopes for from their veteran. One of the more underrated aspects of his season has been his durability. Westbrook has already played as many games with 30 or more minutes this season as he did all of last year. That speaks to his conditioning and commitment to staying ready. He's proven he can still handle significant minutes when needed, and he's done it without sacrificing his intensity. The narrative around Westbrook coming into this season wasn't great. A lot of the NBA fan base was quick to write him off, expecting him to fail, but he's shown up and silenced a lot of critics. In fact, the Nuggets' struggles with their bench haven't been pinned on him at all. That's a testament to how well he's performed individually. Even with some rough stretches, nobody's pointing the finger at Russ. That's a major shift from the narratives that have followed him in recent years. Westbrook's ability to remain effective despite being in a reduced role is remarkable. His assist numbers alone show how much he's still influencing games, and it's not just about racking up stats. His passes lead to good looks, high percentage shots, and a smoother offense overall. He's creating opportunities that few other players in the league can replicate. Even with his lower scoring output, Westbrook's offensive actions are significant. He's playing nearly 56 possessions per game and taking a variety of shots, including those trips to the line. That level of involvement keeps defenses honest and ensures the Nuggets maintain a balanced attack. His willingness to take what the defense gives him, rather than forcing the issue, has been a big part of his success. This season has been a testament to Westbrook's ability to adapt and contribute. He's proving that he can still be an impactful player, even if his role looks different than it did during his MVP days. His playmaking, defense, and leadership are all crucial to the Nuggets' success, and his presence on the team has been a net positive. After him, though, we can't not talk about Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon has had an interesting season so far, and despite missing 11 of the first 26 games due to injury, he's making his presence felt now that he's back. The Nuggets have clearly benefited from having him in the lineup. His numbers don't necessarily jump out like some other stars, but his impact on both ends of the floor is undeniable. He's averaging just over 14 points per game, which is solid for someone who isn't the primary option. His scoring efficiency is where he really shines. Gordon's shooting 52.5% from the field, which puts him in the upper echelon of players when it comes to effective field goal percentage. His effective field goal percent of nearly 60 puts him above 78% of players in the league, and he's scoring 1.2 points per field goal attempt. That's what you want from someone who knows how to pick their spots and take high percentage shots. But Gordon's not just settling for jumpers. He's getting to the line too, averaging over 4 free throw attempts per game. His true shooting percentage, which accounts for all types of scoring, is an impressive 64%, ranking him better than 83% of players in the league. He's putting up 1.3 points per scoring attempt, which shows just how efficient he's been every time he's involved in the offense. Rebounding is another area where Gordon contributes in a big way. He's averaging just over 6 boards a game, with 4 of those coming on the defensive end. His offensive rebounding percentage is 7, putting him in the top 78% of players in the league. Those 2 offensive rebounds per game may not seem like much, but they create extra opportunities for the Nuggets, which is invaluable for a team that thrives on second chances. What really makes Gordon stand out this season is his all-around game. He's dishing out just over 3 assists per contest, showing that he's not just a finisher, he's a playmaker too. He's always looking for the best way to help his team, whether that's creating for others, crashing the boards, or locking in on defense. Speaking of defense, Gordon's presence on that end has been crucial for the Nuggets. Last season, when Nikola Jokic was on the floor without Gordon, the team had a defensive rating of 111, ranking in the 87th percentile. This season, without Gordon on the floor, that number balloons to almost 118, dropping them to the 23rd percentile. That's a massive difference, and it highlights how important Gordon is to their defensive schemes. His ability to cover multiple positions and provide help when needed makes the Nuggets so much tougher to score against when he's out there. His individual defensive metrics are also solid. He's grabbing over 4 defensive rebounds per game, and his defensive rating of 111 is better than 77% of players, while his steals and blocks aren't eye-popping at just half a steal and a fifth of a block per game. His impact goes beyond the box score. He's making the right rotations, contesting shots, and doing all the little things that contribute to team success. The advanced stats tell an even more compelling story. Gordon's offensive rating of nearly 120 is one of the best on the team, and his net rating of plus 8.5 shows just how much of a positive impact he has when he's on the floor. In fact, the team's on-off numbers with Gordon are striking. The Nuggets are nearly 8 points better per 100 possessions when he's playing compared to when he's not. That's a testament to how much he elevates everyone around him. And it's not just about the numbers. Gordon's versatility is what makes him so valuable. He can guard multiple positions, stretch the floor when needed, and provide a reliable scoring option in the paint. His ability to adapt to whatever the team needs on any given night is something that doesn't show up in traditional stats, but is critical to their success. Gordon has also been incredibly consistent. Over 73% of his games this season have ended with a positive plus-minus, which is a huge indicator of how often he's helping the Nuggets outscore their opponent. Whether it's through scoring, rebounding, or making defensive stops, he's finding ways to contribute every time he steps on the court. One area where Gordon has really stood out is his efficiency in finishing plays. His offensive rebound percentage of 7 means he's creating extra possessions for the team, and his ability to convert those opportunities into points is part of what makes him so effective. He knows his role and executes it perfectly, which is why the Nuggets look so much more balanced when he's in the lineup. Aaron Gordon's season might not grab headline, but it's been quietly excellent. His efficiency, versatility, and ability to make an impact on both ends of the floor make him a critical piece for the Nuggets. The advanced stats back it up, and the team's performance with him in the lineup speaks volume. He's not just filling a role, he's elevating the team to another level, but similar to him on the injury scale. I want to talk about Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's season has been a mix of highs and lows, but when he's on, the Nuggets are just a better team. Sure, he's missed 5 games due to injury, and there's been some inconsistency, but let's focus on what he brings to the table when he's dialed in. His impact is undeniable, and his numbers this year tell the story of a player who knows how to make a difference. Murray is averaging 19 points per game, ranking him 42nd in the league. While that might not seem extraordinary, it's clear that his scoring is vital for the Nuggets. His shot volume is significant, with 16 attempts per game, and even though his shooting percentage sits at 43%, the efficiency comes in critical moments. Murray ranks 5th in the league for offensive rating in the fourth quarter, posting a stellar 127.7. That's elite company, trailing only Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown, and Cole Anthony. In crunch time, Murray delivered. And it's not just his scoring. Murray's ability to facilitate the offense is a major part of his game. He's averaging 6 assists per contest, ranking 22nd in the league, and creating 14.5 points per game just through his passing. His assist percentage, at nearly 22%, is better than 80% of players in the league. His role as a playmaker is critical, especially in the fourth quarter, where he averages nearly 2 assists per game, ranking 5th in the league for that stat. Those late game passes have been a huge factor and keeping the Nuggets competitive. Murray's control with the ball also stands out. His assist-to-turnover ratio of 3.1 puts him alongside players like Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, which is impressive for someone with his level of offensive responsibility. He's balancing his scoring, playmaking, and ball security well, which makes him incredibly valuable in high-pressure situations. One of the most fascinating aspects of Murray's season is his impact on the team's overall performance. His net rating of +7 shows that the Nuggets are significantly better when he's on the floor. His offensive rating of 121 and defensive rating of 114 might not scream dominant, but it's that balance that makes him so effective. And the on-off numbers, the Nuggets are +11 points per 100 possessions when Murray plays, compared to when he's off. That's a game-changing presence. Consistency is an area where Murray could improve, and that's reflected in his games with positive plus-minus. 62% of his games have ended with the Nuggets outscoring their opponents when he's on the court. While that's solid, there's room to push that even higher. However, when he's locked in, he's a huge factor in why the team succeeds. His ability to step up in critical moments is something you can't teach, and it's clear his teammates trust him when the game's on the line. Murray's usage rate sits at 23.5%, which is high, but manageable for someone with his skill set. He's involved in nearly 76 possessions per game, taking 16 shots, getting to the free throw line almost 4 times, and dishing out those 6 assists. That kind of workload requires a blend of endurance, decision-making, and confidence, and Murray brings all 3 to the table. His rebounding might not grab headline, but it's still a part of his game. Averaging just over 4 rebounds per contest, he's contributing in ways that don't always show up in flashy highlights. Those boards might not be the most exciting part of his game, but they're essential for controlling possessions and maintaining momentum. Defensively, Murray's numbers are respected. His defensive ratings of 114 is solid, and while he's not known as a lockdown defender, he's doing his job well enough to keep the Nuggets competitive on that end. His ability to stay engaged defensively while carrying such a large offensive load is a testament to his work ethic and focus. What really stands out about Murray this season is his performance in clutch moments. His plus-minus in the fourth quarter at +3.4 ranks 5th in the league. That's where he shows his true value, closing games, making smart decisions, and putting the team in a position to win. Whether it's scoring, passing, or just being a steady presence, Murray has been a key part of the Nuggets' success when it matters most. Murray's ability to adjust his game depending on what the team needs has been a big part of his impact. He's not just a scorer or a passer. He's a complete player who knows how to adapt to the situation. That versatility makes him one of the most important players on the Nuggets roster. This season hasn't been perfect for Murray, but that's part of the story. He's had moments where he's struggled, moments where he's looked lifeless, but he's also had stretches where he's been one of the best players on the floor. That balance is what makes him such a fascinating player to watch. He's still finding his rhythm, but when he does, he's capable of taking the Nuggets to another level. Jamal Murray's season is about more than just stats. It's about how he fits into the bigger picture of what the Nuggets are trying to achieve. His scoring, passing, and ability to step up in big moments make him an essential part of their success. When he's at his best, the Nuggets are a tough team to beat. And while there's room for growth, there's no denying that Murray is a player who makes a difference every time he steps on the court. But after him, I want to talk about Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. has been having an interesting season, showing flashes of his incredible talent while remaining a key contributor for the Nuggets. He's averaging 18 points per game, which ranks him 48th in the league. For someone who isn't the primary scoring option, that's a solid output. His efficiency makes his scoring even more impressive. Shooting 51% from the field places him 34th overall, and his effective field goal percentage of 59 puts him ahead of 76% of players in the league. Every time he touches the ball, he's making the most of his opportunity. Porter's true shooting percentage, which includes free throws, is just over 60%. That ranks him better than 73% of players and shows how efficient he is across all scoring methods. He's taking about 14 shots per game, including almost 5 two-pointers and over 2 three-pointers, and he's converting it at an impressive rate. His ability to score efficiently from multiple spots on the floor is one of the biggest reasons he's such a valuable offensive weapon. Rebounding is another area where Porter has been making a difference. He's averaging 7 rebounds per game, ranking 39th in the league. Of those, 5.5 are on the defensive end, which helps the Nuggets control possessions and limit second chance opportunities for their opponent. His presence on the boards adds another dimension to his game and makes him even more impactful. As a passer, Porter isn't flashy, but he's effective. Averaging just under 3 assists per game, he's proving that he's more than just a scorer. His ability to move the ball and find open teammates adds to the Nuggets' flow. He might not be racking up highlight reel dimes, but his playmaking is an important part of his overall game. One thing that stands out about Porter's game this season is how well he takes care of the ball. His turnover percentage of just over 7% is better than 77% of players in the league. That means he's turning the ball over only about 1.5 times per game, despite taking nearly 15 scoring actions per contest. That kind of ball security is crucial for keeping the offense running smoothly and avoiding unnecessary mistakes. Defensively, Porter has been solid, even if he's not known as a lockdown defender. His defensive rating of 114 might not jump off the page, but it's good enough to rank him better than 76% of players in mixed team defensive metrics. He's averaging almost 1 steal and half a block per game, showing that he's active and aware on that end of the floor. His defensive rebounding also plays a big role in his effective, grabbing over 5 defensive boards per game puts him in a position to help the Nuggets transition from defense to offense. Porter's impact on the team is clear when looking at advanced metrics. His offensive rating of 119 and net rating of +5 show that the Nuggets are a much better team when he's on the floor. His on-off numbers highlight this even further. The Nuggets are 5.5 points better per 100 possessions with Porter in the game compared to when he's sitting. That's the kind of influence every team looks for in a key rotation player. Consistency is something Porter has worked on this season, and it's paying off. In 65% of his games, he's had a positive plus-minus, meaning the Nuggets are outscoring their opponents while he's on the court. That kind of regular impact is a sign of a player who's figuring out how to bring his best effort night in and night out. There's been plenty of speculation about whether Porter might be traded, but his performance this season shows why the Nuggets value him so highly. His ability to score efficiently, rebound effectively, and contribute on both ends makes him a critical piece of their puzzle. Moving someone with his skill set and potential would be a big decision, and it's clear why the team would be hesitant to do so. Porter's versatility is one of his greatest strengths. He's a player who can shoot from deep, attack the basket, and pull down tough rebound. That kind of multi-dimensional game makes him a matchup nightmare for opponents and a reliable option for the Nuggets. Whether he's spacing the floor or cleaning up on the boards, Porter finds ways to make an impact. His ability to adapt to different roles within the offense is another reason he's so valuable. Porter doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective. He's great at finding open spaces, cutting to the rim, and taking advantage of opportunities when they come his way. That selflessness allows the Nuggets to maximize their offensive potential without worrying about fitting him into a specific mold. Michael Porter Jr.'s season is a testament to his growth as a player. He's been efficient, versatile, and consistent, all while contributing to the Nuggets' success on both ends of the floor. While there's always room for improvement, especially on defense, Porter is showing why he's such an important part of the team's plan. His ability to do a little bit of everything and do it well makes him one of the most intriguing players in the league. But I need to talk about Christian Braun too. Christian Braun has been an absolute revelation this season. He's quickly become one of the most efficient and impactful players for the Nuggets, and his stats tell the story of someone who's making the most of every opportunity. Averaging nearly 15 points per game, Braun is ranked 76th in the league, which is impressive for someone who isn't the focal point of the offense. His ability to score efficiently makes him stand out even more. Braun's shooting percentage is fantastic. At 56% from the field, he's tied for 14th in the league. His effective field goal percentage, which accounts for three-point shooting, is an incredible 61%, ranking him above 83% of players. He's averaging over 1.2 points per field goal attempt, which is a sign of his smart shot selection. Whether it's driving to the basket or hitting mid-range jump, Braun is consistently making high percentage plays. His true shooting percentage is even more eye-catching. At 64.5%, it's better than 85% of players in the league. He's scoring 1.3 points per scoring attempt, which shows just how effective he is every time he gets involved offensively. With 10 field goal attempts and over 3 free throw attempts per game, Braun is maximizing his opportunities without forcing anything. Rebounding has also been a solid part of Braun's game. He's pulling down 5 boards per contest, which ranks him 87th in the league. Nearly 4 of those are defensive rebounds, which helps the Nuggets control possessions and transition quickly. His ability to contribute on the glass adds another layer to his game and makes him even more valuable. While his assist numbers aren't flashy, he's averaging just under 2 per game, tied for 140th. It's clear that Brown's focus is more on finishing plays than setting them up. That's not a knock on his game at all. It simply highlights his role as a scorer and a player who capitalizes on the opportunities created by his teammates. Defensively, Braun has been a force. His defensive rating of 110 puts him in elite company, and he's been better than 87% of players in mixed team defensive metrics. He's averaging over 1 steal and half a block per game, showing that he's both active and effective on that end of the floor. His defensive rebounding is another standout aspect, with nearly 4 per game. That kind of effort helps anchor the team's defense and limits second chance opportunities for opponents. One of the most impressive things about Braun's season is his advanced metrics. His offensive rating of 120 and net rating of nearly 10 are incredible. These numbers highlight just how much better the Nuggets are when he's on the court. The on-off numbers back this up even further. The team is over 10 points better per 100 possessions with Braun in the game. That kind of impact is hard to ignore and shows just how valuable he's been this season. Consistency is another area where Braun shines. In 72% of his games, he's finished with a positive plus-minus, meaning the Nuggets are outscoring their opponents while he's on the floor. That level of consistency is rare, especially for someone who's not the team star. It speaks to his ability to bring effort and efficiency every night. Braun's versatility is one of his biggest strengths. He's a player who can thrive in multiple roles, whether it's as a scorer, a defender, or a rebounder. That adaptability makes him an invaluable piece for the Nuggets, especially in high-pressure situations. He knows his role and executes it perfectly, which is a big reason why the team has been so successful when he's on the floor. Offensively, Braun's ability to finish plays is remarkable. He's making nearly 5 2-pointers and 1 3-pointer per game, and he's doing it on just 10 attempts. That level of efficiency is a coach's dream. He's not forcing bad shots or trying to do too much. He's simply taking what the defense gives him and converting at an elite rate. Braun's ability to stay involved without dominating the ball is another reason he's been so effective. His game is built on movement, effort, and smart decision-making. He's constantly in the right place at the right time, whether it's cutting to the basket or positioning himself for a rebound. That kind of awareness makes him a perfect fit for the Nuggets system. Defensively, Braun's activity and awareness have been crucial, averaging over 1 steal per game. He's disrupting passing lanes and creating transition opportunities for his team. His half a block per contest might not seem like much, but it shows that he's willing to challenge shots and make life difficult for opponents. His defensive presence, combined with his rebounding, gives the Nuggets a reliable option on that end of the floor. Christian Braun's season has been nothing short of impressive. His efficiency, versatility, and consistency make him a standout player, even if he's not the team's top scorer. He's shown that he can contribute in multiple ways, and his advanced stats back up just how impactful he's been. Whether it's scoring, rebounding, or defending, Braun is finding ways to make a difference every time he steps on the court. Lastly, though, I want to talk about Julian Strawther. Julian Strawther has been making the most of his opportunities this season. He's averaging just over 9 points per game, ranking him 149th in the league. While that might not sound like a big number, it's the efficiency that makes his contributions stand out. Shooting nearly 47% from the field and boasting a true shooting percentage of 60.5, Strawther is clearly maximizing his scoring chances. He's putting up 1.2 points per scoring attempt, which puts him ahead of 72% of players in the league. What's impressive is how he's managing his role on the team. He's taking about 7 shots per game and getting to the free throw line almost 2 times per contest. Those numbers might not jump off the page, but they show a player who knows how to stay within the flow of the offense while still finding ways to contribute. Strawther's ability to score efficiently without dominating the ball is a big reason he's such a valuable piece for the Nuggets. Turnovers? Hardly a problem for him. His turnover percentage of just over 8% means he's taking care of the ball better than 66% of players. With less than 1 turnover per game, he's showing that he knows how to make smart decisions and avoid costly mistakes. That kind of reliability is something every coach loves to see, especially from a younger player finding his footing in the league. Rebounding hasn't been a huge part of Strawther's game, but he's still pulling down 2 boards per contest. That might not seem like much, but every rebound matters when you're looking to control possessions and limit the opposition's chances. His focus has clearly been on providing scoring and spacing for the team, and he's doing that well. His assist numbers are modest at just over 1 per game, but that's not really his role. Strawther is more about finishing plays than setting them up, and he's excelling in that capacity. His ability to fit into the team system and find his spots has been a big part of his success so far. What stands out most about Strawther is his poise and efficiency. He's not trying to do too much or force anything. Instead, he's sticking to what he does best and making an impact within his role. That kind of self-awareness and discipline is rare, especially for a player still carving out his place in the league. Julian Strawther has been a steady and efficient contributor for the Nuggets. His scoring, ball security, and ability to fit seamlessly into the team system make him a key part of the rotation. He might not be putting up eye-popping numbers, but his impact is undeniable. Every time he steps on the court, he's finding ways to make a difference, and that's exactly what you want from a player in his position. Overall, though, the Nuggets are really picking things up and finding their groove this season. Their roster is clicking, and the pieces are coming together in a way that's making them look like a dangerous team. At the center of it all is Nikola Jokic, who continues to prove why he's one of the most impactful players in the league. His ability to do absolutely everything, score, rebound, pass, and defend, makes him the heart of this team. Jokic's efficiency, court vision, and leadership are unmatched, and his consistency gives the Nuggets a solid foundation to build on every night. It's not just Jokic, though. The entire roster has stepped up in different ways to contribute to their recent success. Jamal Murray has been a key factor in elevating the team's offense, showing his ability to balance scoring and playmaking while being a steady presence in crunch time. Michael Porter Jr. has been a reliable scorer and rebound, giving the Nuggets another weapon on offense and a versatile defender who's improving every game. Aaron Gordon's presence has been vital as well, especially on the boards and defensively, where his impact is felt in big ways. The young talent, like Christian Braun and Julian Strawther, has added energy and efficiency to the team. Braun's defensive effort and versatility have been a big boost, while Strawther's efficient scoring has been a pleasant surprise. These players are thriving in their roles and proving that they're more than capable of contributing at a high level. The Nuggets have shown that their depth is one of their greatest strengths. They've got players who can step up when needed, whether it's hitting big shots, locking down defensively, or just providing energy off the bench. Their ability to play as a cohesive unit is what makes them so dangerous. They're not relying on one or two players. They're getting contributions from all over the roster. This team isn't just winning games. They're doing it in a way that feels sustainable. Their offensive efficiency is top tier. Their defense is improving, and their chemistry is undeniable. Everyone seems to understand their role, and they're playing unselfishly, which is what championship-level teams do. The Nuggets are trending in the right direction, and if they can keep this momentum going, they'll be tough to stop. What's exciting is that it feels like they're still building towards something even bigger. With Jokic leading the way and the rest of the roster stepping up, the Nuggets are showing that they're not just a playoff team, they're a team with serious potential to go all the way. The way they've been playing lately is proof that they're on the rise, and it's going to be exciting to see how far they can go. If you guys enjoyed this, I'll be posting every day during this season. I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.